Hello guys, in this video we are going to talk about the poem Our Casuarina Tree composed by Torudat. Guys, as we have talked about the introduction of the poet in the previous video, so guys, now introduction to the poem. The poem Our Casuarina Tree is justly famous. It shows Toru Dutt as poetess of nature when she returned to India in 1873. Their family took up residence at their house 12 in Kolkata. The surroundings of the Calcutta house were greatly conducive to the growth of Toru's poetic faculty. Birds, flowers, fruits, these immensely appealed to her. In this poem, she displays her mighty power to describe natural beauty in verse. The young poetess took fancy for the casuarina tree in her garden. This poem is a piece of lasting value and has great freshness in it. About this and a few other poems Edward Thompson wrote, these poems are sufficient to place Toru Dutt in the small class of women who have written verse that can stand. Guys, this poem is subjective in nature and reveals the innate love she had for nature. In this poem, she describes the casuarina tree in her garden house in Calcutta. To her, this tree stands as a symbol of time and eternity and is also a remembrance of her dead brother and sister. This poem shows that she was a keen observer of nature. An Urdu poet wrote, "No regret for the flowers that have had their day and ended in full bloom, but indeed for the birds that faded before they could bloom." This remark could rightly be about Toru Dutt, who died before he could give display of her poetic talent. This poem, Our Casuarina Tree, is one of her great achievements. Guys, this is a long poem and we should start its explanation. So guys, now stanza 1. Like a huge python winding round and round, the rugged trunk indented deep with scars up to its very summit near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embraces bound. No other tree could live, but gallantly the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the boughs among, whereon all they are gathered bird and bee, and oft at nights the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from our tree while man repose. Guys, in this poem, she gives a wonderful description of the casuarina tree that grew in her house garden. It was surrounded by a creeper which was like a scarf round the neck of the tree, Day and night birds sung delightful songs in its branches. The bees hummed during the day. This poem reveals Torudat as a poetess of nature. The cashew tree in Torudat's house garden is surrounded on all sides by a huge python like creeper. The creeper is going round and round the rough and uneven trunk of the tree. This trunk of the tree is full of dents and notches up to its top near the stars. No other tree could survive these tight embraces of the creeper, but this Casuarina tree, like a true warrior, wears the creeper like a muffler round its neck. Bunches of deep red flowers are hanging on all the branches of the tree. The birds and the bees gather in these branches throughout the whole day. Often at night, the whole garden overflows with one melodious song which seems unending. This song is sung in the dark at night from the casuarina tree when all people sleep and take rest. Now, guys, stanza number 2. When first my casement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on it rest. Sometimes and most in winter, on its crest a grey baboon sits statue like alone, watching the sunrise, while on lower boughs his pony offspring leap about and play, and far and near kokilas hail the day, and to their pastures went our sleepy cows, and in the shadow on the broad tank cast by that hoar tree, so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow and mist. Guys, when early in the morning at dawn her window is opened, her eyes look at this tree fixedly and she is extremely delighted at its sight. Sometimes, and particularly in winter season, when old white large monkey sits on its highest branch all alone like a statue and watches the sunrise from there. At the same time, his small children monkeys jump about and play on the lower branches of the tree. The cuckoos sing and thus welcome the day. The cows, not yet fully awake, go to the pastures for grazing. The water lilies bloom on the surface of the water of the broad tank. These water lilies are very beautiful and are spread over the wide surface of the tank. These water lilies took like snow collected together at one place. Guys, now stanza number 3rd. But not because of its magnificence, dear is the Casuarina to my soul. Beneath it we have played, though years may roll. O sweet companions, loved with love intense, for my sakes shall the tree be ever dear, blent with your images, it shall arise in memory till the hot tears blind mine eyes. What is that dark's like murmur that I hear, like the sea breaking on a single beach? It is the tree's lament, an eerie speech that happily to the unknown land may reach. Guys, the poet says this Casuarina tree is very dear to the soul of the poetess. It is because of two reasons. Firstly, it is a magnificent tree. Secondly, it is so because she, along with her brother and sister, used to play under this tree. Many years have passed since then, but she has great love for this tree. Moreover, she will always love this tree for the sake of her sweet companions. She lost her brother Abju in 1865 when he was only 9 years old, and her elder sister Aru in 1874 when she was 20 years old. Torudat has very sweet associations with this tree. This tree is blended with their images. She will always love this tree for the sake of her memorable associations. This tree is mixed with the memories of her dead brother and sister. Hence, she will always cherish its memory till hot tears blur her vision and blind her eyes. She listens to the sad murmur of the tree. She thinks that its murmur is just like the noise of the sea that strikes against the beach covered with pebbles. The sad murmur of the lamenting tree is very strange and may reach the land of the dead where the departed souls have gone. Now, guys, stanza number 4. Unknown yet well known to the eyes of faith, ah, I have heard that wail far, far away in distant lands by many a sheltered bay when slumbered in his cave the water wraith and the waves gently kissed the classic shore of France or Italy beneath the moon when earth lay tranced in a dreamless swoon, and every time the music rose before mine inner vision rose a form sublime, thy form, O tree, as in my happy prime I saw thee in my own loved native clime. Uh, Guys, nature was a living presence for Torudat. This Casuarina tree shared her joys and sorrows. She had lost her brother and sister, who died prematurely. All three of them used to play under this tree. This tree, like the poetess, wailed for the untimely demise of the two children. The wailing of the tree was unknown, yet known to the eyes of faith. The poetess had gone to France, England, and Italy, yet she heard the wailing sound of the casuarina tree in those distant lands. At that time, the ghost or spirit of water gently touched the seashores of those countries. At night, the earth lay motionless under the moon as if it was in a state of trance or dreamless swoon. Whenever Torudat heard music. The Casuarina tree came before her inward eye or imagination. The vision of the tree was seen by her in distant countries just as she had seen the tree in her own loved native range. Guys, now stanza number 5. Therefore, I fain would concentrate a lay unto thy honor tree, beloved of those who now in blessed sleep for a repose, dearer than life to me, alas, were they. Mayst thou be numbered when my days are done with deathless trees like those in Borodale. Under those awful branches lingered pale fear, trembling hope, and death, the skeleton, and time the shadow. And though weak the words that would thy beauty feign, oh, fain rehearse, my love defend thee from oblivion curse. Guys, she was a poetess of unfulfilled renown because she died in the prime of her youth. And this poem tells us that she was a worshipper of nature who loved the birds, bees, fruits, flowers, and trees. And in these lines, she addresses the casuarina tree, which stood in her house garden. The tree was very dear to her because it was a magnificent tree. At the same time, she had played under it with her brother and sister who are no more now. Therefore, she had many close and sweet associations with this tree. She tells this casuarina tree that she would gladly devote a delicate this song to its honor. This tree was greatly loved by those who are now in heaven, having eternal sleep. Her brother Abju and her sister Aru inspired this beautiful poem. Torudat loved them more dearly than her own life. She wishes that this casuarina tree is counted among the immortal trees like the trees in Borodale even after her own death. It was under the awful branches of this tree that they had pale fear, trembling hope, and death, skeleton, and time, the shadow. She further says that although her song is in the honor of this tree is weak in describing its beauty, yet she wishes that her love for the tree saves it from the curse of oblivion. She wishes to make the tree immortal by writing a poem in its honor. She wishes to make the tree immortal by writing a poem in its honor. She wants to save the casuarina tree from the punishment of its being forgotten completely. So, guys, this poem presents Torudat's love for her brother and sister was very deep and intense. She greatly loved this tree also. Thus, she is an ardent lover of nature and mankind. And really, Torudat has immortalized this casuarina tree by writing this poem in its honor. So, guys, this is a very beautiful poem composed by Torudat, and hope you will like it after reading it. Thank you.